Bonjour, my people. It is I, Alpha Bear. Bring you another reaction. I ain't gonna lie to you, but quite literally, after this, I'm going to make another stream. This time, I am going to play Silk Song. I know I have been 2 or 3 days away, maybe four. Shit, I don't really quite remember. I apologize to you, but I have been working recently. Your boy's a school bus driver, so hey, a job to job. Gotta make ends meet. And I want that CDL since it's paid for anyway. But without further ado, let's get into this. This is Teletubbies, The Sun Woke Up by Alex Bale. And as we know before, the song made by Alex Bale, even the most craziest, convoluted of ideas, 9 out of 10, he gonna make this shit work. This man's able to see in between the lines. This man is the witness from destiny. This man's able to he's like the opposite of the witness. The witness breaks things up and put them into weird rhombic geometric like shapes. This man's able to put them back together. Like William Afton said to his son, I will put you back together. Well, in this case, it's these theories. Okay, I'm talking about my ass. Let's get into this, shall we?
How will the world end? It's a question that's haunted humanity for as long as we can remember. Will it be from nuclear war, or AI taking over, or some kind of disease wiping us out? Now, there have been many different works of fiction that explore all of these different possibilities.
Yeah.
But what if I told you there is one piece
So let's see. Fallout, nuclear Armageddon, Terminator, AI robot revolution. What was the other one? Yeah, nuclear
explore all of these
Armageddon,
different
AI revolution, robot uprising. Either virus, disease, bacteria, or parasite infection,
possibilities. But what if I
and just a freaking cataclysm. A cataclysmic event so large it is set on a global scale. And shoot, we've had a lot of those type of videos.
I told you there is one piece of media out there that shows us a possibility that nobody has considered yet. And that's because it was hidden inside of a children's educational TV show. Teletubbies dares to ask a question that shows us the darkest, most horrifying fate for humanity. What if
What
the
is
sun
that?
was a baby?
Wait. What if the sun? Oh my God, that is really dark if you think about it. What if the sun that we know of right now is only a baby and it's not a fully adult? It's not a fully adult star, or better yet, it's a baby, and when it turns into adult, it's like a black hole or something. Is that what you're going for? I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's possible I went a little too far with this video. Teletubbies is essentially
Yes.
just jingly key.
I'll say it like this. You would think after watching a lot of these videos, I mean, the Mrs. Puff theory from there on, you was taking it really far, but it worked out. Mrs. Puff, you say a lot of stuff that's really hard to argue with. It's like it's right there in your face. And then the storyboard, like so many episodes, make it seem like some. Oh yeah, this chick was doing some. She was doing some mafia type shit in the background. And then there's the Goofy Goober alien death cult. That was pretty convincing. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was really convincing. The SpongeBob TV theory. I mean, hell, the creators basically proved it with that movie that everyone fucking hates. What was it, Sandy out the water or something, or some shit like that? Let's see. The Pixar metaverse. That sounds really convincing when you put all those little video clips together. How they say that we're not animated, or how in the Oscars animations have to sit down. Only real people can accept awards. Like, yeah, a lot of things. A lot of when people first see your videos, is gonna people gonna think, yeah, this man's going way too far. But when you let him talk, or as they say, when you let him cook, it makes sense, and that's the freaky part about it. It shouldn't make sense, but it makes sense.
To distract babies. It's not like Blue's Clues or Magic School Bus where there is some semblance of a plot or conflict. Teletubbies is just kind of nothing. There is no substance to this show, which is understandable because it was made for literally 1-year-old babies. I will now try and describe the plot of this show. Teletubbies are these weird-looking alien baby things that live in a bunker in Teletubby Land, and they just kind of walk around doing nothing until a creepy speaker slowly comes out of the ground and tells them what to do.
Yeah, that speaker is creepy. Hell, it was creepy to me when I was a kid.
Time for Tubby Bye Bye. Time for Tubby Bye Bye.
And I seen only one
And there is
episode.
also this giant sun baby thing that is constantly watching and laughing at them. And there is also a windmill that sends videos to their stomachs of just some random kids also kind of doing nothing for like 5 minutes.
Playing on the beach.
And it is so boring and by far the worst part of this show. And then when they're finally done with it, they literally just watch the exact same video again. Because all this show is trying to do is just waste time distracting babies with jingly keys for as long as humanly possible. And I have watched so much Teletubbies for this video, and I hate it. Also,
Yes, that I'm gonna say it like this: for reviewers on TV shows or games, if the first episode or the first 30 minutes, if the first episode of a TV show, the first 30 minutes of a movie, or the first 30 minutes to an hour of a game, and you don't like it, but you have to review it and you have to play through it fully, yes, you will fucking despise it.
there's a vacuum cleaner named Nunu that looks like he's constantly in pain. Nunu is my favorite character because I can relate to him. And look, I get it. This is
Like that, don't hug me, I'm
a
scared.
baby show. I am not the target audience, and hopefully neither are the people watching this video. There is clearly no actual lore or world building here for me to discuss. 9 years ago, I even made another parody video of dark, edgy Teletubby theories.
Now why don't we watch a little bit of Teletubbies and see what we find? We see the show using overstimulating vibrant colors to mimic the psychedelic effects of LSD.
You know, that was just me making fun of losers who genuinely try to analyze this baby stuff. Anyways, here's my genuine analysis of Teletubbies. Despite everything I have just said, I do believe that there is a way to make sense of every weird random detail in this show. And it starts by asking a very simple question. Where is Teletubby Land?
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
It looks like Earth with the nature and rabbits, but we never actually see any humans. For all we know, this could be some distant alien planet or magical alternate dimension. But
Yep.
we know Teletubbies
My my favorite cartoon growing up to this day will always be Dragon Tales. And if anyone is a fan of Dragon Tales, let me know and hit me up. My main nigga was Or and Max, bro. I swear, Or was basically me. The big, clumsy, gentle oaf. That is Org is basically who I am. without the crying. No, I'll say this: when I was young, I cried a lot. I was basically orc, and I wasn't too much Max. Max, that nigga got angry a lot for me. He was too childish. But I was orc was me. That was definitely me. Because it's like you technically got four dragons of the two-headed ones. We know Cassie is the smart one. Org is the gentle, was somewhat oath, and the hungry one. Yes, as a kid, I loved eating. Eating was my whole too. I always said if I was in Scooby Doo, shit, I wouldn't be around the mystery van. I would be with Shaggy and Scooby, chowing down on them sandwiches. Cause them things be banging, man. They can open a 5-star restaurant. I wouldn't say they put Chef Ramsay out of business. No, no, no. I ain't saying that. But shoot, if they was here in real life and they opened up a restaurant, shoot, Chef Ramsay might want to come and fine dine over there. This is how good they was, cause everything they made was always banging. I don't know about them Scooby snacks. I think there was something in them. Me as a kid, I thought they was just cookies. As a teenager, I always question why is this man Shaggy eat dog food? And now as an adult, I think there's something more than just dog food because I don't think I never remember an episode where they actually go to the store and pick that stuff up. They always just have it on hand. And developers is over there be feeding it to them. Sometimes Daphne, I never seen Fred do it. I never seen Fred. He could have at one point, but I definitely seen Daphne, mainly Velma, be feeding them Scooby snacks. I would think there'd be something in them. Cause they shoot, man, they be fiending for them. And this is dog snacks, okay? Doggish snacks. But y'all going off topic. Off topic. Cassie's the smart one. Org's the gentle oaf who eats a lot. Zach's the I just attribute Zach to basically Squidward. He's the snarky artistic one. Cause growing up, I used to think Zach was just a know-it-all. And then Wheezy's just the chaotic one. Wheezy's basically Pinky. If you see MLP, that's all Wheezy is. She's just the chaotic, uh, the chaotic, lazy sibling that's just all over the fucking place. And then Zach's the complete opposite. He's the orderly, tidy one who's like all about into art and art, just artistic and all that.
Do have some kind of connection to humanity. The weird speakers are constantly telling them to do human things, and they are constantly being sent videos of human children in the real world.
Hi, I'm Romy. Let's make some bagels.
And I feel like the intro at the start of every episode does imply that Teletubby Land is on Earth somewhere.
Over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and far away. They are telling us where the show takes place in relation to us, the viewer. And to get there, we need to go over the hills that are in our way, as opposed to like going through space or a magical portal. Meaning Teletubby Land is likely on Earth. But this doesn't make sense, because Teletubby Land has a weird sentient baby face sun, but in the human videos, we can see that they just have a regular normal sun with no face. So if they're both supposed to be on Earth, then why is the sun different? Well, maybe it's not a question of where Teletubby Land is, but when. What if Teletubbies takes place on Earth in the future sometime after the normal sun somehow grew a baby face? And if that sounds far-fetched, then take a closer look at these human videos. Now, in most kids' educational shows, these types of segments are like Blue's Clues, where Steve...
Yeah, it does sound hella far-fetched. Like, this might be one of your craziest ass theories ever. What if it's in the future and the sun grew a face? Like, how the fuck is you gonna explain this? But if it's Alex Bell we're talking about, like I said, Mrs. Puff, Goofy Goobers, the Flying Dutchman, Robot Invasion, the Pixar, the Cabbage Guy. We can't forget about the Cabbage Guy. Hell, even the Blues Clues and in the Criminal Minds show. Like, yeah, these are some crazy ass theories that you come up with. And I mean, hell, he somehow made Jack Jack and Gamma Jack from The Incredibles the same people. And even though that was a crazy ass thing, he somehow some way he figured out that not only can the theory work, but it also makes sense. Come on, bro. That's hard to do with some of these theories. Definitely is something outlandish. Hell, the three kings in the SpongeBob back theory. So you tell me that SpongeBob has two separate timelines? Who the hell would have thought of that? From a kids show of all places.
Gets sent mail from children who are fans of the show and say, "Hi Steve, I love Blue's Clues."
Look, it's a letter from our friends.
Hi, Steve. Let's go see my classroom.
But in all 485 episodes of both the original and 2015 revival of Teletubbies, not once do the children ever acknowledge the fact that these videos are being sent to Teletubbies.
Hello, my name's Daniel. Hello, I'm Stephanie.
They never even say the word Teletubby, which feels like a very weird, deliberate choice. For all intents and purposes, these are just random videos of humanity that could have been made long before Teletubbies ever even existed.
I got a question. Why do they all sound British? Is Teletubbies an American cartoon or British? I'm gonna look that up after this video.
And this all gets a lot more interesting when we take a look at the most recent Netflix Teletubbies reboot from 2022.
Uh-oh, it's
Over the
Netflix.
hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
This reboot makes a couple very interesting changes to the show, one of them being to the human video segments. Instead of just a couple random kids out in the world, these videos now take place inside of a single reoccurring location, with a woman named Julia who sings a song with a group of different children every episode.
You are a rocket, a super fast rocket, then run and touch a star.
And what's immediately
exactly what
different
they
about
needed.
these videos
Music.
is that for the first time ever in the 27 years of this show airing, there actually is a direct acknowledgement of Teletubbies from a human being. Julia's shirt clearly shows the 4 Teletubby heads, meaning these videos in particular are not from the past. They are being made explicitly for Teletubbies to watch, and the humans in these videos exist at the same time as the show, which obviously begs the question, what does the sun look like for these humans? Well, here's the strange thing about these new videos. We never get to see the sun. In fact, the kids in these videos never actually go outside, which is very strange when you compare that to the years worth of previous human videos that are almost always outside. There does seem to be windows, but unlike the windows we see in previous videos or even in Teletubby Land, these are weirdly opaque, never actually showing us the outside world. The best we get is this obviously fake depiction of the sky on the ceiling. For some reason, these videos feel completely cut off from the outside world. So, unfortunately, there's no way for us to tell what kind of sun these humans have. Except, if you look closely, you can almost always see drawings of the sun in the background, but with a smiling face, just like the baby sun in Teletubby Land. I think it's very likely that these humans do exist in a world with Teletubbies and a baby sun. But why are only...
Now, to be fair, it could just be little kids doing little kids things because we put faces on inanimate objects. This is how he was. You know, could just be a little kid thing. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up and go with the video. Keep with the theory, keep with the theory.
These videos like this? And why do they feel so disconnected from the outside? Where are these people? Hang on a second. What if over the hills doesn't mean Teletubby Land is behind hills? What if Teletubby Land is literally over the hills, as in on top of them, and this room is somewhere deep underground, completely cut off from the outside world. And if that seems too far-fetched,
It
remember
does.
where the speakers come from.
As usual, Alex Bell. Somehow it makes
Time
sense.
for Tubby Bye Bye. Time for Tubby Bye Bye.
They come from underground. The
Yep.
speakers with a human adult voice telling the Teletubbies what to do come from the same place where an adult woman wearing a Teletubby uniform makes videos. In the future world of Teletubbies, humanity lives underground. But why?
Why
Well,
indeed?
once again, I think this all has to do with the sun.
Creepy.
Imagine a world where everything is normal. You go to work, walk your dog, watch YouTube videos, but then, one day, suddenly, without any warning or explanation, the sun wakes up. You realize that the giant ball of gas in the sky that gave humanity life was actually a cosmic sentient being all along. But it's
Oh,
not
shit.
some unknowable Lovecraftian Cthulhu entity. It's just a baby. Okay, that's disturbing, but so what? Well, our sun is already extremely volatile, constantly exploding and erupting with unstable solar flares that can release dangerous radiation towards Earth. Scientists even believe that we could be hit with a solar superstorm one day that could be devastating to human infrastructure. Now, imagine if all of that power was given to an unpredictable, moody baby. A
Oh,
baby that
shit.
we know is very interested in watching and reacting to the denizens of Earth.
Ba, 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 ba.
In fact, we could even see that when the baby sun gets a little too excited, the brightness of the sun suddenly increases. So, when this baby first wakes up and opens its eyes and looks down at the people of Earth, what would it see?
Yep. Yep. The first thing we'll see is war, death, and pain. Something that no child should see. Gonna make you cry. It's gonna get upset. It may destroy the earth. Alex Bell, he's done it again. He's made an impossible theory, and somehow he just makes that motherfucker just makes sense. I don't know how, but you got a good point. What would you do if you gave cosmic powers to an infant child? That's like Jack Jack without the. It's basically Jack Jack. But see, Jack Jack is somewhat smart. Now make Jack Jack just your average day baby. That would be really scary. Definitely if the motherfucker can warp in between dimensions and shit. That's the equivalent of making a baby version of Shadow. Have all of his powers and everything, but have the mind of an infant. That man can warp and he'll warp himself to the moon and you wouldn't even know it. That is a very, very dangerous thing. Not and then on top of that, you find out that the sun that basically gave life is a cosmic entity. That is just a baby that just now woke up. Oh yeah, that's real fucking terrifying. And as he just showed, what's the first thing that motherfucker's gonna see when he sees Earth? It ain't gonna be no, it ain't gonna be this shit Teletubbies. No, that motherfucker's gonna see World War II. No, no, no. That motherfucker gonna see World War II, Cold War, Vietnam levels of fighting. Okay, the man's gonna see death, destruction, and everything in between. We can't even forget about the bad shit too. The rapists, the pedos, the killing, murders, death, suicides, mass killing, genocides, bombings, terrorist attacks. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That right there, that's some Dark Souls. Ooh, excuse me. Some Dark Souls. No, not even Dark Souls Bloodborne. I mean, not even Dark Souls and Elden Ring. That's some Bloodborne levels of terrifying.
In fact, we could even see that when the baby sun gets a little too excited, the brightness of the sun suddenly increases. So, when this baby first wakes up and opens its eyes and looks down at the people of Earth, what would it see?
Death and destruction.
That baby would immediately throw a massive tantrum. So, if humanity went underground after this baby showed up, then I think it's because this baby had some kind of catastrophic effect on the Earth, making the surface completely uninhabitable for humans. And if you don't believe me yet, remember those drawings of a smiling sun we kept seeing in the new videos? Well, there actually is just a single episode of the reboot that shows a drawing of a sun without a face. But what's interesting is that it also shows people and a car and maybe even a police officer below the sun. Unlike the drawings with the smiling sun that only ever show grass and flowers and no signs of humanity, just like Teletubby Land. These drawings are telling us that when the smiling baby sun came out, humanity disappeared. Yes, I believe that Teletubbies is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was forced underground because the baby sun woke up. But then, what exactly is out humanity disappeared telling us?
Could the violent scrolls be a description of the first solar tantrum?
That when the smiling baby sun
Alex Bell, you done it again.
came out, humanity disappeared. Yes, I believe that Teletubbies is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was forced underground because the baby sun woke up. But then, what exactly are these weird creatures we see on the surface? Well, even if humanity
I want to say that automatons, robots, maybe androids. These motherfuckers look like Freddy from FNAF.
could survive underground forever, the sentient baby sun is still up there. If they're ever gonna reclaim the surface world, or even just prevent an even bigger world-destroying tantrum, they need to address this problem. So, how do you appease an unpredictable, moody baby with unlimited power? You jingle keys in front of them. The humans created Teletubbies, 4 creatures that could withstand the dangers of the sun, and sent them to the uninhabitable surface to keep the baby sun entertained and calm for as long as possible. Teletubbies literally is jingly keys for a baby. Every episode starts and ends with this baby. They are constantly cutting back to the sun's reaction every time the Teletubbies do something. Because the sun is the intended audience for this show. It's why everything the Teletubbies do is so heavily controlled by unseen humans.
Poe showed Lala the tutor.
This dumb baby show is actually a very high-stakes operation to protect what little remains of humanity. And if you
Holy shit. Like I said, this man come with some of the most convoluted ideas for TV shows in, well, this TV shows for now. This man come with the most convoluted things for TV shows. And the shit just works. And the crazy part, not only does it work, it makes sense. It makes sense. How?
still don't believe me, then let me ask you this. What are Teletubbies? They're weird, big baby things that seem to have technology integrated into their bodies.
Like I said, automatons.
asked the creators of this show, what was the initial idea behind Teletubbies?
We decided we'd go to the Smithsonian.
Oh, so Teletubbies is a British TV show. Uh, it is a British kids cartoon. Because I believe BBC is located in Great Britain.
We saw the actual spacesuits of men who not that long ago walked on the moon. You know, isn't it amazing? There's all this technology and you look at them and they just look like babies with nappies on toddling about.
And they were basically NASA spacemen. They were very easily surprised by things and fell over all the time, and when they were worried about things, they hugged each other.
They were based on astronauts, aka people sent by humanity in technological suits designed to withstand inhospitable environments. Once you compare moon landing footage to Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Tinky Winky,
Tinky Winky,
Dipsy, La La,
La la.
Po,
Oh my god.
Teletubbies, say hello.
And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Once you start viewing the show through this lens,
It looks identical. Oh my god, Alex Vale, you done it again.
everything that once seemed like weird, pointless nonsense suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. The Teletubbies live in a bunker-type structure beneath a hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a harsh environment. The Teletubbies are surrounded by advanced technology that obviously these dumb baby creatures didn't make. The technology was made by humans to take care of and control their creations. The windmill obviously functions as some kind of signal tower to receive videos from the underground humans. But it also works as a form of renewable energy in this world without any functioning human infrastructure. Teletubby Land itself is covered in plants, the only form of life that would be able to adapt and thrive in harsh sunlight. The Teletubby shelter has been completely covered in grass, and we see flowers suddenly popping up all the time.
It was a really big flower.
Clearly, plants are thriving in this new sun baby world. Okay, but
Thank God. I mean, if this was a D&D type of game, I'd be like thank God I was a druid.
what about the rabbits? Why are they the only animal we see on the surface? It's not like rabbits are especially resilient to sunlight. Well, what are rabbits known for? Firstly, they are extremely fast breeders. They would be the perfect species to send to the surface to quickly repopulate the Earth's ecosystem. In fact, they are such fast breeders that apparently the crew filming the show kept having to pause the shoot because the rabbits kept having sex in the background. And secondly, rabbits are...
Oh my god, that is funny! Hey, yo, you tell me you had to pause the shoot because rabbits was getting freaky in the background? Wow. Man, them female rabbits must have been throwing mad ass, bro. Like that episode of Semiotic Titan. I never really watched it because, I mean, never really had cable that much growing up. I wish I could have watched it. Shit, I didn't know she was throwing mad ass. I had to look that up. That girl was throwing mad ass. Shit, that's the type of girl I need. Put on that funky sex music. Start throwing mad ass like it's no tomorrow. But hey, it's like the saying goes. Rabbits fuck hard.
such fast breeders that apparently the crew filming the show kept having to pause the shoot because the rabbits kept having sex in the background. And secondly, rabbits are also commonly used by humans for laboratory testing and genetic modification. So maybe, much like the Teletubbies, these rabbits were genetically modified by humans to survive the surface world. This theory wraps up a lot of loose ends about the original show. But once again, the 2022 Netflix Teletubbies reboot has some very interesting differences, and this is where things get a little more disturbing.
Oh shit.
So the new Teletubbies reboot has 3 very interesting changes. First, as I've already explained, the human videos are now with Julia in a post-Teletubby
Yeah, this little
world. They
background
no
music
longer
is
just
creepy.
show old random videos of humanity. Suddenly, everything is now custom made for the Teletubbies. Old random videos of humanity.
Damn, man, look at her eyes, bro. Look, I ain't got nothing against kids, but damn, that is creepy. But I thought that was an edit by Alex Bell. That was actually in the TV show. That's some paranormal stuff right there. And I ain't trying to diss no kid, first of all. I mean, she could just be born with an eye problem for all we know. But I'm just saying, from a third party person looking on in, if you like, just look at it, bro. Give it a real good second, bro. That looks creepy.
Suddenly, everything is now custom made for the Teletubbies. Second, there are now Teletubbies in the bunker. These horrifying CGI monstrosities are new baby Teletubbies that just exist now with no explanation. And finally, the strangest change of all. Every episode, the baby son has a completely new face. Why? What does this mean? All of these changes are so sudden and random, and none of them really fit into my theory. You guys don't understand. I have watched hours and hours of this extremely boring baby show to try and make sense of this, and I almost gave up. But then, I finally found a single episode of Teletubbies that changed my entire view of this universe. Episode 56 of...
Here we go. Here we fucking go. Alex Bell about to pull the craziest shit that he done ever put out from the back of his ass. Throw this shit at the wall, it sticks, and then it lands on the target. This man about to make this. This man about to make the shittiest idea, and not only make this bitch work, we gonna make this bitch make sense. I gotta see this, man. Well, we gonna see it anyway, cause shoot, we've been watching it this long, but shoot, Alex Bell, I love you, man, for real. No homo, homie, nothing like that. Shoot, shit. There was game theory. Now we got Alex Bell theory, and I still say to this day, my the top three videos that I see from Alex Bell. If you don't count the whole ooh, excuse me. If you don't count the whole thing with the Fat Man movie, that is the Mrs. Puff theory, the Pixar metaverse. What was the other one? Pixar metaverse. The Mrs. Puff. Oh, the cabbage. The cabbage. I'm sorry I took so long. I just had a brain fart.
The 2015 revival called Twinkle Twinkle. In this single episode, for the first and only time in the over 500 episodes of Teletubby canon, it becomes night. And we watch the Teletubbies leave their bunker and look up at the night sky.
Ah, look. Tinky Winky saw a star.
Ah, Tinky Winky star!
The star was making music.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Tinky Winky discovers a star that is singing to him. And for me, this implies 3 things. First, there are other sentient stars out there. It's not just our sun. For all we know, all stars in this universe could actually be sentient. And second, the star has an adult voice.
That is a very, very terrifying thing in their universe, that every star is actually alive.
So this is likely what our baby son will one day grow into. And finally, the most unsettling implication here is that other stars have begun to notice the Teletubbies. And suddenly, the 2022 reboot makes a lot more sense. Humanity's plan to use Teletubbies to entertain the cosmic horror baby son worked. But it worked a little too well. Because now they've started attracting other baby sons.
Other dimensional entity.
This is a whole new problem for humanity, and 4 Teletubbies is not enough to appease all of these sun babies, which is why they've suddenly begun to create more. Suddenly, just watching old videos of humanity.
So you all tried to basically save humanity by distracting the baby long enough for y'all to basically figure out a reason, well, not a reason, a way to survive. But not knowing that your success and your profit of distracting it has now attracted other celestial entities to come watch. Baby celestial entities with the power to destroy solar systems. God-like power in the hands of an infant that don't even know what 0 plus 0 is. And now it's not just one, you have like 5, 6, or even multiples. Because somehow, some way, your Teletubbies attracted the attention of celestial entities. Baby celestial denizens. This is so crazy.
Isn't enough. The humans below the earth have to custom make higher quality videos with more children to keep the babies entertained. Humans are so desperate to meet the demands of all of these new sun babies that they are willing to do anything to appease them.
Just wait till you hear me say the words blast off, then run and touch a star.
Wait a second. Why would they be teaching children to touch the stars?
Then run and touch a star.
Wouldn't that be like the last thing they'd want to tell children to do? The whole reason they're down here is because of how dangerous stars are, right? Unless they're preparing these children to go to the surface? Wait, are these kids the Teletubbies? Is this where Teletubbies come from? They've been human children the whole time? No! So yeah, that is...
That is a terrifying theory. That is a very, very terrifying thing. I don't know how to describe it. That's a very terrifying thought. That these young children that y'all are making are being raised to become Teletubbies to distract even more sons so that humanity doesn't die out. And in the process, you're hoping to replenish and refill. Shit, that is terrifying indeed. Yep, that is that's a very terrifying thing. Damn.
My theory, Teletubbies is actually a post-apocalypse where humans live underground and are turning children into Teletubbies and sending them to the surface to entertain giant sun baby gods.
When you say it like that, you sound like you're fucking mental that should be in the hospital. But like I said, Alex Bell. Alex Bell comes up with the crazy ass theories that, in all honesty, would never work. Make these motherfuckers work, laugh in your face, tell you to eat shit, and then not only that, while you eating a shit sandwich, he makes these crazy ass theories make fucking sense.
Is that good? Is that what you wanted? Did I appease you, Mr. YouTube algorithm?
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna take that as a yes. Goodbye! Bye!
Dinky Winky, Hinky Winky, Dipsy, La La,
La la.
Po,
Oh,
Teletubbies,
Teletubbies.
say hello.
I hate this opening, but I'm trying to see this anymore. Are you making that theory soon? Okay then. Well, that was shit. Yep, that was the Teletubbies theory by Alex Bell. Give my man a shout out if you can. So I'm going to end the stream here, and I'm going to start back up soon playing the Silk song. So do whatever you gotta do. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna edit this, upload it to YouTube, post it, polarize it. Catch y'all in a bit. See you soon.